welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse, Lights and Partner Quad. I am J-Man. This edition of the Pulse, I'm going to give you guys our WWE Survivor Series 2014 live delayed review.
Or post or pre-Ferguson riots.
Yeah. Well, by the time this is up, who knows? There could be fucking mayhem going down. But yeah, we're filming this Monday evening. This is before Raw goes on the air. And yeah, we attended Survivor Series live last night in our hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. A lot of fun, you know. It was a really enjoyable, entertaining show. Had some parts that obviously, you know, could be forgotten about for sure, but had some really entertaining stuff, some surprise stuff that we'll get to towards the end. And yeah, really entertaining show. Live atmosphere, you know, we've been to a shit ton, so it's the same old thing. This was my fiance's first pay-per-view. We went to a Raw earlier this year, and this is her first pay-per-view. We had Kirsten and Robert. I'm sure you'll see Robert's videos. He'll probably post about 70 of these motherfuckers about our live experience at Survivor Series. Yeah, fun show. Really entertaining. Comfy seats. A little shitty angle. We were kind of stuck and curled in the corner, kind of behind camera side off the stage, or stage on the camera side off the stage. So we were curled around the stage a little bit. Yeah, it was all right. We had a great view of the ring, and we had some kick-ass seats. I guess it was like kind of one of those things at Scottrade where they'd have it for Blues games, where it's like some fancy section for some reason, but it's in a really random area because it's not like great seats for like a Blues game or like a hockey game or whatever the fuck they do there. Besides, you know, hockey or
Garth
sports.
Brooks.
If the Garth Brooks concert comes, I think Missy's going to that.
And
about that. Shout out to Miss.
And Robbie L.
Robbie L. will probably be attending too. Robbie the TL. So yeah, whatever the hell it was, I don't know, but it was a pretty nice little section there. What do we do when we got there? We went straight in.
Got shirts.
Got our shirts. Quaddy got the random ass shirt that was not even advertised, but they did it because it was in the Lou, which is the RKO out of nowhere, which is the thing sweeping the fucking internet where it comes to Randy Orton. Has the date on the back of it, and
You got your Ambrose.
yeah, I got the Ambrose shirt, which I've been wanting to get. I was waiting. I was going to get it online. I was like, we're going to Survivor Series. Just get it there.
Kristen got the Ambrose shirt.
Kristen got an Ambrose shirt. Nicole got Dolph Ziggler's shirt. She was jacked about that. And we got some food when we got there. Normally don't eat there, but at least Nicole and I both had to be at work and at school very early in the morning. So we were like, we normally just wait, eat after, because it's not that bad. We'll just like eat something before we go. But we went and ate there. Expensive as shit. Scott Trade Center needs to invest in better honey mustard.
See,
definitely.
Like our section, we really didn't have that many like children around us. It was a bunch of adults. There's a little kid behind us, and the lady behind us fell asleep. But you know,
normally everyone around us in the vicinity of us are the people that if they ever did videos, they're like, God damn, those motherfuckers! They didn't shut the fuck up. But we at least we're entertaining. I mean, you guys watch, so you guys would probably like to be around our section, I would think.
Towards our end of the road.
Towards our end of it, at least. But yeah, we had some.
Robert made new friends.
Robert made new friends. We had some chill people around us. It's always good when unless it's just the fucking kids that don't shut the fuck up, or it's the obnoxious adults who don't shut the fuck up. But no, we had a pretty chill section. We had everybody in front of us was empty, so that was cool. We could put our feet up. But yeah, that goes really as far as the live atmosphere goes. Pre-show, we got there like perfect on time. We actually made good time. We kind of sat down after the first pre-show match, which I don't think any of us saw, except for maybe Kristen
and Robert.
And Robert were up there. We were still getting food and going to the bathroom and shit. We got there.
I saw the names. I was like, nope.
Debuted a new gimmick where he's like same dancer, but he's like Spanish dancer.
He's a salsa dancer.
Salsa dancer with Rosa Mendez. So, way to go there. Faced Justin Gabriel and went over in that matchup.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett cut a promo. I don't know. I don't think he's healthy from his injury. But he's saying it sounds like he might be coming back soon, I guess. Maybe. I have no idea. I don't remember how long he was supposed to be out for, to be honest with you. I thought it was like 8 months or something.
They said he's getting close, and he's doing rehab with WWE doctors. Because I had the same question when we were sitting there.
Right, I was like, when the fuck is he supposed to come back?
And I think we're about 6 months into
It's 5 months, I think he said.
5 or 6 months. So
got a promo saying how he doesn't. He's
Just talk about
different era is going to start, or then Wade Barrett or whatever. People were kind of behind him. He got a pretty good ovation whenever he came out. Yeah, we had another pre-show. Cesaro came out saying he's all Swiss and stays neutral, and the whole Team Cena, Team Authority theme, but he backs Team Cena, whatever. Swagger came out. Coulter
he backed Team Authority.
Oh, that's what I meant, back to Team Authority. And then Coulter and Swagger came out, and we had a match between former tag partners where they keep shitting on Cesaro and do absolutely nothing with him, and Swagger got the win in that. Nothing really noteworthy on the pre-show. Really just kind of getting ready, and we were just like, whatever, let's just get to the show. Right before we went to the opening of the pay-per-view, we saw a limo pull up, which is the famous scene. Who's like, they never show limos unless Vince McMahon comes out of it. And Vince McMahon was in the limo, went to the end scene and credit little thing for the pre-show and opened up the pay-per-view, which that made me feel like this shit's gonna be pretty big. Like something big is probably gonna be going down when especially when you have Vince there. He was tweeting about it, the weeks before or the days before, or whatever the hell it was, about how something big is going down, and this will be one you won't forget. And it opened the pay-per-view with a segment, Vince coming out, having Tripp and Steph come out, then having Cena come out, and really selling the bigness and the of the main event, of the kind of finality of this feud with Team Authority and everything the Authority's done to everybody, and will their income, or will they keep going, wherever the hell. So they really got over the stipulations, got over the bigness of this match. I liked it. It was something it could have probably been seen on Raw, but I don't know. Opening segments with Vince McMahon on a pay-per-view, that's cool. It makes it seem bigger. It makes it seem like something's going to be going down, and I really got that feel. It got me, as we heard the speculations of things going into this pay-per-view, which we'll get towards the end of this, it just made everything seem bigger, and it made more anticipation for it, made me want to see it more. So I enjoyed the opening segment that started the pay-per-view.
It seemed like once, like Jamie said, once Vince McMahon came out, you knew something big was going to happen, or someone big was going to come out. The Vince McMahon used to be there weekly, it seemed like, and now it's like more of like every 2 or 3 months he makes an appearance, or you'll see him here and there. But it seemed once he showed up and started talking about the stipulation, it was something crazy was going to happen. You knew something out of the ordinary was going to happen. But then we also found out that Vince and Stone Cold were going to have that podcast.
Yes.
Next Monday, which is going to be fucking nuts in itself.
Yeah, after Raw, which Stone Cold's podcast, which I've seen bits and pieces of some of them that he airs. But yeah, this will be really, really cool that they're airing this on WWE Network with Vince McMahon. I don't know if it's going to be a recurring thing. It's going to be like a series type thing, which would be great. That's the kind of cool stuff that WWE Network can provide. Airing the WWE Network, it can provide really cool things and opportunities to do that. And it's so simple for Stone Cold to do. He could just film on his fucking phone if he wanted to, and they could air it, have him talk about Raw every week. You kidding me? Everybody would be watching that shit. That'd be awesome.
Next 28th. Yeah, next Monday is 1st of December.
Yeah.
That's probably why they're doing it.
True. And there's a lot of speculation. I know they're talking about increasing his merchandise, Stone Cold that is, his merchandise for maybe, him coming back in to be doing something around the beginning of the year towards WrestleMania. Who knows with that, but...
we'll all be okay with that.
Yeah, I think we'd be fine with that. But yeah, that's definitely something that we'll be checking out that looks pretty badass. We got to the first matchup here. We had the Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Tag Titles. Champions Golden Stardust, the Usos, Los Matadores, and The Miz and Damien Mizdow. Definitely Mizdow over his shit here. Sandow. God, I just don't know what the fuck else. Whatever you want to say. Sandow super fucking over here. Just his, like we were talking in the preview, it's something that is definitely just, you sit there and think like, why the fuck are they doing this to him? But, he's having fun with it. He's great at it. He's fucking hilarious. Live, it's way fucking more hilarious than it is on TV because you don't have this fucking announcers putting it over and this and that. And you get to see him because we were seeing his, from where we were at, the first corner that we could see was Miz and Sandow's corner. So yeah, we just saw every single antic he did and every single thing that he did reacting the same as The Miz. So it was pretty funny. It's a poor use of Damien Sandow, but with what he's doing, he's getting over, and it just shows the charisma and the character that Damien Sandow is as a person, and as a professional wrestler, he could get over stupid shit. Copying a fucking boring ass guy that hasn't been doing shit for like 4 years and doing his every move and dressing just like him and doing everything like him, and it's getting over. And the St. Louis crowd was hot as hell. for Sandow. The multiple "We Want Sandow" chants when he was on the ring apron, waiting to get into the ring. We heard another one in the Divas match. There were still chants for him. So definitely over as hell. Sandow and St. Louis going to a shit ton of shows. They're typically hot as hell for the first match, die off in the middle of the show, and then kind of pick it back up a little bit. They tire themselves out. They're very and just kind of get all excited right at the beginning of the show and then just kind of wear down for the rest of the show, which was pretty much the case here. So really into this first match, really hot crowd.
What were you referencing there?
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Did you get some toothpaste?
They just got excited.
Toothpaste?
Premature crowd ejaculation is what they did there. They got all excited about that shit. So,
they come with the Woody?
Yes, they did. That's enough of that. Pretty solid matchup here. Nothing really too amazing. Nothing great by any means, but pretty solid tag matchup. Got some time. You had, like I was saying, Sandow do a lot of the antics he's been doing. They got a lot of that over. And Miz and Mizdow getting the tag team championship in the matchup, new tag champs. They had continuous times where Sandow kept trying to get in and do offensive moves, and he barely did any in this match, if he did any at all. And I think they had the ending spot where I think one of the Usos hit a splash off the top. And then I think Sandow tagged Miz and ran in and got the pin. They had a couple high spots, back to back that they did. That was pretty cool. That was about it as far as the spots go. Usos look pretty good, as they have in every damn tag match they've been in. And Golden Stardust, like we said, there's no reason for them to have the titles. There's really no reason for any of these damn teams to have the titles. Usos just had it, but they should have it because they're the best. And Miz and Mizdow, it's the case of the hottest thing going right now, the thing that's getting over the most, so they just put the titles on them. That's the case here, and Miz and Mizdow, the new WWE Tag Team Champions.
Great way to start the show. After the whole Vince McMahon thing, you had to stay hot or the crowd was going to die off, like J-Man said. With all these teams and a lot of them are high flyers, I knew this match was going to be a quick pace match. If you looked away for a second, you were going to miss something. There were a bunch of high spots. It was nice seeing a new tag team. I would have been cooler with the Usos winning it, but I never realized how big Sandow was, not how hot he is.
Yeah.
And I really feel like they should just break him away from the Miz. But I think that's how he's getting over, is just making fun of the Miz. And that's kind of what needs to happen, because really Miz is kind of pointless right now. Good to see a new tag with new champs. Would like to, like we said in the preview, like to see somebody new coming in, because this pretty much just shows how blah the tag division is. The only ones that weren't in there are the ones Slater Gator and fucking random other crap that you can throw together. I'm just waiting for the Ascension to debut. I'm just waiting for a couple other teams to. You need to do something, because we realize the heavyweight title is not going to be around for a while, so you got to focus on this mid-card stuff and blow it up, or you're going to lose a lot of viewership.
Right, Miz and Mizdow, new tag champs in that matchup there. Next up, we had the Divas traditional Survivor Series elimination tag match featuring Team Paige, featuring Paige, Cameron, Layla, and Summer Rae going up against.
Hold on. Who were Layla and Summer Rae again?
Oh, the Slayers.
The Slayers.
I think it was listed on Wikipedia. I don't know where the fuck that name came from. Versus, I'll just say Team Natalia, I guess, because it's the most notable name on there. Natalia, Emma, Naomi, Alicia Fox got super jacked. Me and Nicole fucking marked out as motherfuckers when Emma came out, because we totally forgot that she was on the fucking team. We were saying a couple weeks before, we were like, oh cool, Emma's there, at least we can do the Emma dance. And then we totally forgot that Emma was there, and then she came out and we got all excited, so that was cool. Got to see Paige live, so that was cool. Yeah, that's about it as far as people in the matches go. We had Tyson Kidd come out with Natalia. I swear to fucking God, man, I'm going to make that shirt come to real life, bruh.
Come on, guy.
Going to go in front of the arch with just Mick Foley and just RKO him.
This is the best thing that happened out of the match.
It really did. It's true. Actually got some time as far as the Divas really go. You getting tired? As far as the Divas go, actually got some time in this matchup. One by one, Natalia's team slowly taking out Paige's team. I think went Cameron, then Layla, then Summer Rae, and then Paige get eliminated. Yeah, there was tons of Natty's husband's chance to Tyson Kidd, who came out with Natalya, which is that ties back to NXT. So we had some NXT viewers on there because that's a pretty recurring thing with Tyson Kidd there. And yeah, nothing really noteworthy here. It wasn't terrible by any means. I mean, they definitely put in some effort. as far as, the Divas go. But yeah, having Paige's team get demolished and continually to just they try something, and then as soon as they're done trying something, they just go to shitting on them, and it's just like, why? That's not doing anything at all. So we need to put over Natalya and fucking Emma and Naomi and Alicia Fox because they're doing something and have done something ever. I don't know, but Team Natalya getting the win in the Divas traditional elimination tag.
Like I said, one of the best things that happened was seeing Emma live. Cool. Paige is just entertaining herself. She's such a good character right now, and so everyone just draws to attention. The funniest thing happened was at the end of the match when they had all 4 of the Natalya team people in the corner, and Tyson Kidd jumped right in front of Natalya. Yeah. Probably the funniest thing.
Or when they were celebrating when they went up to the turnbuckle.
And then you just see Tyson Kidd just stand there.
He's just celebrating with it because, the thing they keep doing.
But, like I said, at least Emma didn't see anything last night.
She didn't.
Too soon?
I guess she has enough iPod cases.
Too soon. But seeing Paige getting carried out by the ref was funny.
That was pretty funny. She got carried out just kicking and screaming and shit. That was pretty good stuff. Next up, like we were saying in the preview, one we were definitely looking forward to, which was between the Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt and the unstable Dean Ambrose. Really looking forward to this one. The video package before this got me even more pumped for it. The live video pack, every time you're sitting there live watching a video package for a match that's about to happen, you infinitely get like 10 times more jacked. It happens every fucking time I've ever been to a show since I was fucking 7 years old. When they have video package, which we were talking about, they kind of, don't really do those anymore. I think it's so cool because right then and there, that's your like last time to sell like how badass what is about to happen or how cool it is or how big it is or whatever the hell. That's your thing, and if you could get that over, that gets the crowd or whoever's watching excited right then and there. Not like a week before, we're like, oh yeah, I was kind of looking forward to that. Like, oh yeah, that's gonna be happening. Like right then and there, if you can nail like a kick-ass, like really sweet fucking video package going in the match, I think that's always something. And WWE always, their production crew and everything they do with those video packages, definitely some good stuff there. Entrances was badass. I always love to see Bray Wyatt's entrance. I don't think anything's gonna beat the one from WrestleMania 30 that we saw with the live band, which was kick-ass, but...
And the children.
And the children that we saw at Raw. Definitely cool to always see that. Ambrose is really over, which is great to see. Had him, a good little matchup here. Definitely not to the expectations that I thought they could have, but I really didn't have... I wasn't going in thinking, like, this is going to be the shit. Like, I knew it was probably going to be something that's going to continue, but good little work here. They have the setup. I'm always not a big fan for setups at bigger pay-per-views. I just think it's like, why are you setting up something when this should be your time to do it if you're not going to carry it all the way on to a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or whatever the hell you end up doing, which really you don't have the big blow-off matches at a Royal Rumble, but you don't carry that over all that period of time. Like, set up something really big then and there. But we got a lot of setup here towards the end of this. Had some pretty good storytelling in this one. I enjoyed adding the promo cutting in the middle of the match with Bray Wyatt. Some people don't. I like it. I think it's cool. Have it in there, especially how he could get over some of the exhaustion that he's having in the storytelling elements that he's having. He's trying to cut that promo and say how he could still save him or whatever, the randomness like we were talking in the preview with Bray Wyatt. But did the same setup like they did at WrestleMania 30 with Cena, where he gave him the chair and said hit him and let the evil whatever the fuck. But Ambrose already is that way, so it's like kind of one of those catches, get one with the other type of thing. I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say there. But yeah, we didn't have a finish here. Adding in the chairs. When we first saw the chairs, like, oh, look, that's what match we're going to TLC. There's your chairs match filler. And then kept bringing out more toys. Brought the tables out and then brought the ladders out. And then later in the night, already had the announcement that they're going to have this matchup be the TLC match at the TLC pay-per-view in December. So that's going to be awesome. That should be some really good stuff. Wish we could have got that here, but it was kind of looking like that when I restarted to see a little more street fight things. I was telling Quaddy right before the match, I was like, God, I wish I would have made this a street fight, because you could still do that and then transition to the TLC if you wanted to. Some pretty good stuff here. Nothing great. But yeah, a lot of setup towards the end of this. Had some good storytelling elements. Wish to see a little bit more out of it, but still some good stuff. Some stiff work. God damn, Bray Wyatt is he's a stiff motherfucker. It comes off on TV, and it comes off about 10 times more on a live element. That dude, when he does that running, that tackle, and the damn clotheslines he does, he's a stiff motherfucker, and I love to see that, because you see the bigger guys like the Steens and the Joes or the Willie Macks of the world, like we were talking about. They're stiff, and they should be, because they're the bigger guys, and that's what you need to get over, and the strength and stuff like that. And Bray Wyatt does that to a fucking T, and really put on some stiff shit in this matchup, which is cool to see. But definitely looking forward to TLC now, now that they've made this the TLC match, which I was not thinking was going to be going down. But some good stuff here, and it was enjoyable to see, but, wish for a little bit more, but definitely looking forward to that TLC match with these two next month.
Kind of intrigued to see what comes out of this. Like, me and J-Man sat by each other at the pay-per-view, and we were literally talking during this match of, like, how just way the Bray Wyatt just carries himself is like, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck if you're the face of the company or the last guy there. I'm going to wrestle you hard. I'm not going to take it easy on you. And you saw a couple of spots where, like, when he bounced off the ropes and just slammed on his back on top of you, he was not taking it easy.
No.
And then a couple of the clotheslines, like he was saying, it was just crazy stuff. It would have been nice to see a pinfall, but I understand where they're coming from with this. And making this TLC. It'd be good if they were going for the title, actually have the title on the card.
Right.
Which we won't see for a while, I'm guessing. But just to see these two wrestle each other, period, and have it live is just so awesome. And then with the entrances and all that, and we could tell they were setting something up whenever he had the chair and the tables and the ladders. Just at the end, just posing on top of the ladder, just looking around, is just you just see the craziness in Ambrose's eyes of this is going to be a crazy TLC match, and that's what's going to get people to watch. So
Yeah.
intrigued to see what comes out of this coming tonight and then next couple weeks, but we'll be very excited to see.
Right. Next up, we had a match that was announced during the pay-per-view in a backstage segment. They had fucking Adam Rose and his bunny playing with some action figures or whatever the fuck. And then we had Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil come in and say something I don't really remember. Right. This is our piss break, right?
Yeah, this is our piss break before the big couple matches.
Yeah, this was our piss break. So yeah, we didn't see it because it lasted about like 2 minutes, and I guess Adam Rose and the bunny got the win. The bunny got the pin, and Adam Rose is mad at a bunny. Next matchup, we had the Divas title line when champion AJ Lee went up against Nikki Bella, and Nikki Bella won in 30 seconds.
35 seconds.
35 seconds, to be precise.
Because Brie kissed her.
Yes, she did. And on her lips. On the side of the apron.
HLA.
Just like they did at WrestleMania 28, which we got the shades of. Whenever AJ gave the kiss of death to Daniel Bryan and he got pinned in 18 seconds. Losing to Sheamus in that title match at WrestleMania. Same thing happened here. Random as fuck. I know there were talks that AJ was going to be taking some time off now after this title run, and it looked pretty predictable that Nikki be getting the win here, but definitely not predictable in the way that it went down. Didn't see this coming. I actually thought we'd get a match out of it. But as soon as we had that opening thing, we were just like, what? And it came off really weird live, because I guess on TV it probably came off more like Brie turned heel. But it's just like, at first we were like, what the fuck is going on? And then she just hit her finish and pinned her, and then Brie was all excited and like, okay, I guess that was her heel turn, because now they're both... She tortured her, and she treated her like shit all this time, and she turned her back on her, and now she's friends with her, and back to being the Bella Twins. They're like, oh wait, Daniel Bryan's going to be out for a really long period of time. We could just turn Brie heel, because no one's going to remember that shit.
I lost interest about 36 seconds after this match.
Yeah, I lost about 6 seconds.
Because
actually, I lost interest about 6 seconds before the match happened.
I really didn't give a fuck what was going to happen because we kind of had an idea what was going to happen.
Right. Looked pretty predictable that Nikki be getting the win there, just not predictable in the way that it went down. And yeah, Nikki...
That's the shirt I should have got.
The what?
Nikki Bella shirt.
Do they have one?
Or no, it's Brie mode.
Brie mode. You could have got the Brie mode one. Could have got the AJ shirt too. Could have got the AJ signed picture. Could have got a stain mask if it would fit your face. But Robert did not think that would happen. Still wish I would have just bought him one just so I could see him wear it. The excitement in his eyes. Yeah. So Nikki Bella, the new Divas champion in that match up there, and back with her sis Brie, I guess. Random as that is. Yeah. So Nikki Bella, the new Divas champion.
Oh, I forgot the line that the guy used last night during. I was going to use that.
What line?
The Survivor Series chick one. Look at that ass.
For who?
Alicia Fox. Every time she moved, look at that ass.
Who said that?
The guy sitting right behind me.
Oh, was it? I just remember the black chick that was right behind us got all excited when Cameron and Naomi got in the ring. Like, oh, there's some rough going down here now, boys.
Yeah, she's the one who fell asleep.
See what I'm saying, man?
She was the one who fell asleep.
Probably was. She didn't get to see Cameron and Naomi for more than 30 seconds, so why wouldn't she fall asleep?
That ass.
Okay, that's random. I don't remember hearing that by any means. Was that you? It might have been just you, and you just... I don't remember.
I have had like 4 concussions, so I could be hearing
It could have just been... You don't even remember what you said.
You don't remember what was that? Or those jalapenos were getting to me?
Could have been. You always make the decision to go for the jalapenos, and you're always regretting it every fucking time.
My cup was like getting her like excited in there.
Yeah. God damn, that pyro. I tell you, it always, for people that don't go to live shows, for Nicole, for instance, or Kristen, well, I mean, it was only your second show. Second show? It was only second show. So, caught her off guard. Holy shit. From our angle, like, why was that so fucking loud?
You could, like, feel, like, we were expecting it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we know it. So it's like, we've only been
there. And then, like, big show. I completely forgot about Ryback's. And I literally think I jumped about 9.5 feet out of my chair.
I really think it's the fact that we couldn't see the entrance. I think that's a really big thing.
You couldn't predict it. Like,
you can't see it coming, because sometimes the pyro goes off before the noise goes off.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, those things where you see it coming, like, oh, okay. And then, people do motions, like, okay, that's their thing. We couldn't see the motherfuckers coming out, so you have no idea, like, what the fuck happened. So, yeah, for some reason, I mean, shit, we were sitting there, me and Robert, WrestleMania 25, right next to the fucking stage, like, here, parallel to the bitches, and that was shit insane. For some reason, it was just like, I don't know,
maybe because we were behind it. Like,
behind it, we can't see it.
Because it like, echoes, probably.
It could, who knows. But, yeah, it should. Yeah, and at the beginning of the fucking show, like, our soda cans were, like, spewing out soda because it's shaking our fucking chairs. We were like, why am I getting jizzed on my arm? What the fuck? Who's getting all excited about the pyro? Oh, shit.
It was Robert.
It was. Probably was Robert.
A sting mask.
Could have been. God damn it, we should have got that shit. It'd have been some good stuff.
That may be a Christmas present. Don't watch this, Robert.
Yeah, don't watch it. He can't watch it, remember? Because he's like, 48 minutes, I ain't watching that shit.
We'll talk about NASCAR for about an hour 15.
Jesus. Next up, we had the main event. It's a traditional Survivor Series elimination tag match featuring Team Authority going up against Team Cena. If Authority loses, they'd be out of power. And if Team Cena loses, everyone on John Cena's team except for John Cena would be fired. Which we were all fucking introduced to this at the show. Because I totally thought that everybody on his team would be fired, including John Cena. Because, John Cena's been fired before and got rehired like the next night. And also, we all knew that stipulation wouldn't matter because of the outcome that we predicted. But yeah, so we saw that, and we were thinking, like, well, that throws a different little, ideas that could possibly be going down in this matchup, because what if, you have people turning on Cena because, he's the only one, he's the golden boy, he's the only one that can't get fired, everybody else is fighting for him, and, they're fighting for their careers, but yeah, John Cena doesn't have to fight for his, which I don't know how I forgot to mention this in the preview. You have Triple H, a guy that is, talks everything. He's the, one of the most prolific champions and this and that, and one of the biggest names in, wrestling history and all the accomplishments and this and that. How is somebody at Triple H's stature, a guy who's competed at, WrestleMania this past year, why would he not put himself on his own team to keep his power? Does that make any goddamn sense to you?
I ponder because
why he would pick everybody? Why he would pick another person? Why he would get like, hey, I'm gonna get Mark Henry, a 40 fucking whatever year old guy who should be retired, or whatever this. I'm gonna get him on my team, but I'm not gonna put myself on there to save my own position.
It seemed like
makes no fucking sense.
I was
think about it.
I was pondering that too, but it seemed like if shit was gonna hit the fan, or if like.
Well, right, of course.
Something was going to happen, but you knew he was going to get
just outside looking in, like, obviously you shouldn't think like that when it comes to wrestling, but it's still just the idea of, like, how is that believable? When you're trying to have things be at least more believable in the realm of things, like, in your thought process and shit like that, why would Triple H not just be on his own team? When you knew he was going to get involved some way, like, why would he be...
I thought that, too.
I was like, that makes no goddamn sense. When he's beaten everybody in this fucking match, like, combined, like, 10 times.
Hasn't really
beaten Seth Rollins. He's beat Kane 15 billion times. Hasn't beat Luke Harper. Mark Henry, probably. Rusev, no. Cena, yes. Not as much as Cena, though. Ziggler, I don't think he's ever... Big Show, yes. Ryback, I don't think they've ever been in the ring together. But, point being, it's Triple H. Why would he not want to just be on his own team and fight for himself to keep his own power? That makes absolutely no sense. And pick other people for him. It makes no sense. I don't know how he didn't mention it in the preview. Yeah, so we had some promos backstage from both teams getting all excited and jacked and shit, and the Authority showing desperation, and Team Cena, showing some, we gotta get him out of, whatever the fuck. Yeah, so we had this matchup lasted quite a bit of time, which it started. I think we got the video package at like 9 Central Time. So we knew this was going to get some time. I knew it was going to get some time going into it because you could just tell they were building this as the matchup. And, these, when they build it as the matchup for a traditional Survivor Series matchup, they give it time. I remember the one there are numerous ones. The one from 2001, which is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, as far as traditional Survivor Series match goes, where you just had all classic fucking Attitude Era type people when they were vying for power, as the Invasion versus WWF and everything, and or the Alliance versus WWF and everything, and that match damn near lasted a fucking hour. So you knew, when they build these type matchups, they give it time. And they definitely gave us a lot of time. Had a lot of, cool spots. This one definitely delivered more than I thought it would as far as match quality wise. I thought it would be, good because you give them time and you got some talent in here. Some talent in here, I might say again. Rollins looked great. He was flying here and there all over the place. Great to see him last time. I guess WrestleMania. But, last time we saw him in St. Louis, I think work. I don't know if he worked a match at Raw that we went to. I think he might have. But, so cool. The last time we see him was probably a fucking Ring of Honor show that me and Robert went to where he was wrestling in front of, 200 people, and we were sitting second row watching him face Chris Hero. And now he's in the main event, with, his former partner in the Age of the Fall with, Luke Harper, and they're some of the last surviving guys, in the main event of one of WWE's biggest pay-per-views and looking as the guys. That's just awesome. And, me and Quaddy talked about that in there, just how, WWE, with the absences and the injuries and this and that, they're giving the ball to the right guys because these are the guys that, we've talked about for years and years that are going to be the future. And now they're the present. And it's come a lot faster than I thought, and it's great to see. And it's something where I just sat back and I was like, man, that's really cool. We sat there and watched him in front of 200 people thinking like, yeah, this guy's going to be the future, but how long into the future? It wasn't that long because it wasn't, but probably 2009, 2010 that we went to that show where, Tyler was at. So great to see that, and definitely cool to see them and some of these guys in the spots, Dolph as well, Rollins, Ambrose, and Wyatt that are in there. So, definitely, the young guys that they're pushing here is definitely a good thing to see, in WWE, and definitely giving them the chances. And a guy that they got solidly behind and was so refreshing and such a great move and something that we would have done because it fits his character is what they did with Dolph Ziggler in this matchup here. Team Cena, which we'll talk about how they got the win. Team Cena getting the win in this matchup, and Dolph Ziggler surviving the entire time. You had the turn of the Big Show in this matchup. Random for the 18th billionth time, Big Show has turned either heel or face and turning on John Cena, and Cena getting pinned in that and having it come down to, Harper and Rollins and Kane going up just single-handedly against Dolph Ziggler, and who sells beyond belief, is one of the best, workers, obviously. He's one of the best, sellers in the industry, and gets over what, Shawn Michaels used to get over as far as the, the underdog and overcoming everything, which you're used to seeing John Cena do. We didn't get that, and so what a fresh take on things, and how excited the crowd was, and how into that final, 5 to 10 minutes of that matchup with Rollins and Dolph Ziggler going back and forth. And I was just sitting back. I was just like, man, just imagine the future. Imagine, if this is ending to WrestleManias, for the title with a Dolph Ziggler and a Seth Rollins, how fucking fresh that's going to feel, how amazing that's going to be, how great work that's going to be put on. Because people, in St. Louis were, on the edge of their seats with what these guys were doing for the last, couple minutes of this matchup. And you're just like, this is exactly... it's not something we're surprised, because this is what we know these guys could deliver with. We know, what these guys are capable of, and this is exactly what they, did here. So I enjoyed this matchup. Thought there was some good work in here. Got some time like we talked about, and I absolutely cannot go without saying how big this is for Dolph Ziggler, how much this does for Dolph Ziggler. I'm really curious to see what happens on Raw, to see where they go with it. He just had to drop the IC title to Luke Harper, but the push of Dolph Ziggler is something that's always been some little side thing of like, what are they going to do with this guy? He's so amazingly talented. He's got great charisma, great character, great look. People get behind him, guys, girls. He can play heel or face, everything. He can deliver absolutely everything. Mic skills. He's the 5-tool player, and there's very few of them in WWE and in pro wrestling, and he's definitely one of those guys. So great to see what the future holds for Dolph Ziggler. Absolutely loved what they did here. Definitely got him over as kind of that overcoming Shawn Michaels type thing, which I love to see because he fits that to a T. Looked great in this. Him and Rollins' work at the end of this matchup was great. Can't really say much about that or anything more about that except for the final segment here, which of course we didn't really talk about because a couple days after we did the preview, the speculation of Sting debuting in WWE started up. There was a lot of rumors saying that he could possibly make an appearance for the first time on WWE television at Survivor Series Sunday. I think Robert had a boner from about Friday on. I'm all excited about the possibility of Sting debuting at Survivor Series. Yeah. And all of us, honestly, we were all excited to see, a possible Sting return over 20 plus years of being, one of the biggest names in pro wrestling and never being in the promotion, which is WWE. Never seeing him live and, having the adding in his character for the video game and this and that. To see what we would, possibly end up with, there was talks of maybe adding him as which there still could possibly happen. Like we say, we're doing this is airing, after Raw happens, so who knows what's going to be going down, but still speculation of maybe him being, general manager or some authority type role after, Tripp and Steph are now out of that. Who knows? That could fucking change. Really excited for this Raw, so, future us will be all more keen on what's going to be going on. Didn't know if he could possibly be, as an authority type figure, if he's going to come in and maybe work a match, prior to WrestleMania maybe, but I highly doubt that. Probably have his retirement match set up for in Santa Clara at WrestleMania 21.
21.
31, 21. WrestleMania 31 in Santa Clara, California. We got Sting's return here. They had this setup of what do we have here? We had Tripp obviously get interact, or we were speculating like how they could add people in because the whole time we were thinking like, well, you heard that if you watched it on TV or were there live, heard the Randy Orton chants. You're thinking, well, maybe he could come back in after filming the movie and come in and help Team Cena get the victory. But we didn't get that. We had Triple H come in and take out the ref and take out another ref and take out Dolph Ziggler and Pedigree Ziggler and put Rollins over the top of Ziggler and call out another ref, and we had Sting's debut. We mentioned, me and Quaddy and all of us were talking about how they could have pulled this off differently. That's all overanalyzing things. The bottom line, Sting debuting here for WWE. What a great moment. What a great moment it would have been if we wouldn't have spoiled it for us because, just too fucking antsy to see what possibly could happen, and that's the fucking internet. I just wish there wasn't people out there that leak this shit. It's a whole nother story and a whole fucking video we could do just talking about, things that could have been escalated even higher without the fucking constantly being thrown out there on every damn social media platform you could possibly think of and, giving shit away all the time. But that's honestly our faults for looking at it. But I mean, you could have walked by anybody and said, hey, you see this shit about Sting? Hey, you see this shit about Sting? If we'd have walked in any corner, he probably would have heard it. You saw people dressed up as him. So that's just the influence of the internet in this day. I mean, that happened 20 years ago. That would be one of the biggest fucking debuts. I mean, it already probably is, but you got to give it some time to breathe to kind of see how big it was. But I mean, that would go down as one of the absolute biggest debuts and, whatever you want to say. But the influence of the internet, and that just kind of floods the system and gets everybody already aware of what's going to be going down, so it kind of sucks. I just thought it would have been a little bit cooler if we just had we talked about if they just had the lights go out and then just have them end up in the ring instead of like kind of giving away by showing the Titantron and then having to be all production and played out and stuff like that. I thought it would be a little bit more produced. I guess to me, I just felt like the production level was kind of like. For me, when I think of Sting, I think of WCW's Undertaker. A lot of people could say that. They could say how he's the kind of mystical thing outside of the Undertaker for years and years, matching parallels with him. I thought it could have been a little bit escalated a little bit more with the production level of his, of his debut and stuff like that. Like we've seen the entrances and things in that with the Undertaker, but that's neither here nor there. What happened is Sting debut at Survivor Series, and we're extremely intrigued to see what's going to be going on into the future. Had that stare off with Triple H. That's talks we'll get into the future. We won't waste it here because that'll obviously be something down the road. But Team Cena getting the win here. The Authority out of power. Had the little pity party and a little cry fest after the match with Tripp and Steph, which is some pretty good stuff because they just pulled it off so well and they're just great characters. But some solid work here. Surprise there at the end with Sting's debut and really capping off an unpredictable, a fun and entertaining live show. There was a lot of forgettable shit in the middle, but really delivered here with the main event and definitely super exceeded my expectations of what we'd be getting here. So good stuff towards the end here and wrapping up the Survivor Series.
It was my first Survivor Series, so it was kind of intriguing to see how it played off. I've seen so many on the WWE Network and DVDs and all that, so it was nice seeing it live, but it was literally probably 45 minutes of the match was pretty much everybody was on the edge of their seat. They really didn't know what was going to happen, and that's what made it so exciting. And then seeing Mark Henry get knocked out in the first 30 seconds, you're just like, oh, it's going to be one of these, it's going to be a clean sweep, and it's going to be over, and we kind of realized it, and it's kind of funny how, if you look at the people who got eliminated, it seemed like a lot of the people who are older got eliminated early, and like the face of the company or the future of the company kind of lingered on towards the end, like with the Rollins and the Cena and Ziggler and Luke Harper, and
that's another one, yeah.
With the Rusev, who we still realize has not gotten pinned yet,
yep,
which is still crazy.
Yep.
But just seeing how it was like, okay, we had these older guys in there, so we're just gonna let them go and let them wrestle quick, and then we're gonna give the time to these guys that could go 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, and still not be tired and still want to go. But just seeing the end of it was just like, I was on the edge of my seat. I think a lot of people were just thinking of what's going to happen, because you got down to Big Show turn on Cena, and then it was Ziggler versus Harper and Rollins, correct?
And Kane. 3 of them. It was Kane, Rollins, and...
That's right, it was Kane.
And Harper.
Because
then we got Kane first.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we got that, and we're just like, oh, they got to crap on Ziggler and just destroy him. And then Ziggler kept fighting, and that's what J-Man quoted us. And I quote him, is he going to be the next Shawn Michaels? Because it seemed like we were seeing him get time and see him just go, and it seemed like everybody was back going, oh man, guy can actually go. And since Ziggler is one of those people, like J-Man said, that can either be face, heel, fucking clown, or banana, he'll still fucking get over. We saw him as a fucking cheerleader, and he could still go. So you realize that he has the potential to be the next face of the company. And if WWE actually lets him go and gives him a little run with the title, or gives him a run in the title hunt, we could get more people jumping on the bandwagon than Dolph Ziggler. But seeing the Sting debut, J-Man said this, it's kind of ironic that he debuted at the same pay-per-view Taker did.
Yep.
And we didn't hear the crow.
We didn't.
We just like, what's going on? And then we looked up. Where we were sitting, we couldn't see the big jumbotron, so we had to look up. And we saw, and we're just like, ah. And we all literally instantly stood. And Robert was already at full salute. But we were just sitting there, and we were just like, what's going on? And we didn't know really how he was going to come out. If he was going to come out and start talking, or if he was going to be the quiet Sting. And then that's what a pay-per-view should end on, is, okay, we have more questions at the pay-per-view. What are we going to go to? We're going to go to the internet? No, we're going to watch Raw and see what the fuck happens next.
Right.
And we were talking about this on the ride home. We kind of had a feeling WWE was going to do something big because it's free for the network. So you had to do something that got people talking.
Right.
Literally, I went into work tonight, or early this morning, and I ran into people that don't watch wrestling, and we're still talking about Sting. And that's what are people going to be like, what, Sting's in WWE? Oh, shit. Turn on Raw, record Raw, read what happened on Raw, get back into wrestling.
Right.
And because since Sting was from the WCW era and was back from the older era, people who kind of dwindled off on wrestling, or were just not like the watch the big pay-per-views, or Rumbles, Manias, Survivor Series, go to the house shows and all that. But when you have somebody debut that significant or that big of a name, like if you say wrestling, pro wrestling, when you think of Hulk Hogan, Sting, Ric Flair, and whenever you think of that, and then he comes in a company that hasn't been in what, 20-something years?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So, like J-Man says, before Raw, so I know I'm going to stay up and watch Raw.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued to see what happens. It's more of a guessing game now, because you can speculate, oh, is it going to be GM, or is he just kind of just going to dwindle off and just come around and Rumble and debut there?
Yeah, I think right now it's the instant kind of lot of excitement for the debut and this and that. It gets you thinking what the future may hold with the possible Sting and Triple H match at WrestleMania. Not so much. But
another guy we want to see, right?
Right, yeah. I think there might have been a different guy that if we're going to see a shitty match, which I'm not saying it's going to end up being shitty, but, you know.
He wrestled Jeff Hardy when he was on the Influence,
right,
so he could wrestle.
Which we'll have a lot more to say of, you know, his impact of as far as what it would have been without being, you know, overexposed when it comes to TNA and everything like that. But we'll have a lot more to talk about that into the future. We have a lot more things to talk about, so looking out for some topic shows coming up because we got some shit to talk about now. Didn't really have it for the last month. Yeah, super intrigued for this Raw. I don't know if I've been, you know, more jacked to see what's going to be because they have so many pieces that are now rearranged. You had a perfect set, fucking glued together, predictable fucking, you know, puzzle going on to WWE for about 6 months, and now you just fucking took that and, you know, just jumbled it all up, and now we have no idea what's going to be going on. You know, the Authority's out of power. What's going to be going on there? Is Sting going to make an appearance? What's going on with some of these, you know, these undercard feuds with, you know, Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose? You know, this and that. So there's a lot of intriguing things going down here. Really looking forward to this Raw to see what's going down here, and you know, we have a lot of new shit coming out of the Survivor Series, which is always good stuff because, you know, we definitely don't want to keep going with the same old track, and you have things keep going, but you're continuing with some good stuff, and you know. Yeah, just some really quality stuff here that into this pay-per-view. Stuff in the middle, kind of forgettable, lackluster here and there. But definitely enjoyed the ending of this pay-per-view. Love the performances at the end of this pay-per-view. Dolph Ziggler, Luke Harper, Seth fucking Rollins. Those guys look outstanding.
I know I shouldn't have seen it so much, and he's kind of one of those guys that you kind of get stale now. Cena really, like I was expecting him to do something in this match, and I kind of had a feeling it was going to be something, but he actually really surprised me of how, like, behind he got on this.
Yeah.
Like, he was into it. Like, when they knocked out Mark Henry, he was literally jumping up and down, shaking people's hands on the side, like, super into it. And that's kind of what you need. Like, I know he's a face of the company, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
20-something, or going to be fucking Hall of Famer, blah, blah. And some people hate him, some people like him. He brings money to the company, but when he does stuff like that, it's just like you like take a step back and it's like, wow,
he cares.
He actually cares about what's going on in the ring. He doesn't want to like fuck somebody over. So
well, it's just effort. He knows everybody's watching. He knows the eyes are always on him, and it's the passion he has. You can't ever deny his his passion for what he does, and that's always great to see. And he did perform well, but really coming out party for a lot of guys. If it wasn't already for the last couple months, but Seth Rollins' performance in here, Dolph Ziggler's performance in here, and Luke Harper, Rusev's performance in here, definitely can't go without saying the bright stars of the future really performed well in this high-key match, or high-profile matchup that you thought was going to get the predictable finish with the John Cena was all overtaken by what we all wanted to get overtaken by, which was the young stars and the young star power that was in this match. As far as the shitty fucking people that were in it, the young stars came to the forefront, and that's exactly what we needed for this to perform, and that's why it did perform, because you got all the key young guys performing great and getting the time that they needed to take this shit over and make it a really quality match, which is what they did there. Okie doke. Well, if you guys are still with us, this will now wrap up our WWE Survivor Series 2014 review. Be sure to be checking out soon, because I actually am kind of intrigued to be talking about some shit now. So look out for some topics videos. We might throw out some pulse tens, maybe figure out something. Who knows? I think a gimmick match type shit, maybe with TLC coming up. Who knows? But yeah, be looking out for that shit. Never know. We'll throw some random shit at you.
We might talk about Ferguson.
We might. Who knows?
What about Puddin'?
If we're still here.
Not.
Can
I tell my joke?
No. Go ahead.
Puddin'. I put my dick somewhere where it shouldn't be.
You say puddin'.
Puddin'.
Jesus. For my partner, Quaddy, I am Dan. And thank you guys for watching another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. Professional Wrestling World.
Y'all wankers.